Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to watch football, not get married. What are we doing here?
I've gotten a lot of baby powder. People like, man, what'd you get out of baby powder for? I think I'm going to have to smack the hell out of a lot of people this year. I just can feel it.
Hold on. The only thing you should be getting married to in the fall is football.
That's right, y'all. It's No Weddings in the Fall, the show that rekindles your love back into football. We're finally back of our long extended vacation. We got a lot to talk about tonight. Let's get the introduction started. Welcome to the studio, Justin Herrera. Welcome in, sir.
Yeah, so I was just thinking about this question. I know we're going to talk about Miami football, but Ben, did you ever come across Michael Irvin? And is he truly the walking incarnation of cocaine?
I don't know. Listen, I've never seen a level of enthusiasm or energy from any former player. I don't care at what level. Michael Irvin, he's just a different dude. I mean, he amped up right now.
He's amped up to go to bed. He's amped up to go to bed.
It's like, he goes to the mailbox. I'm about to go get my mail. I mean, he's Michael Irvin, man. He is the epitome of Hurricanes football. We can talk about he's done it on all levels, but listen, he couldn't wait to show off the abs and pull the bed off. And I'm like, dude, like, do you got a cameraman following you? Is there a cameraman just following you? Okay. I can't be mad at Michael Irvin. Look, he's when I get his age, I hope I still have, I'm not gonna be pulling my belt off like spanking stuff just cause, but you want to have that kind of energy, man. That's Michael Irvin, man. He can't wait to talk about the Canes. He amped up. I'm just saying, So
listen,
shout out.
I've always wear the number 88 because of Mr. Michael Irvin. So no disrespect to my boy. I don't care how crunk he get on the sideline. That's my boy right there now.
Oh, yeah,
all right.
Yeah.
All right, let's also welcome in.
You stroking that belt just like Michael Irvin did too. You see what he was doing to that belt? That was criminal, bro. I thought that was a crime. I was like, what are we doing on live TV?
That's the man right there. All right, speaking of the band, let's welcome in Ben Troupe. Welcome in, my friend.
Man, it's been too long, fellas. Yes, I mean the holiday season had us all over the place, but we back for games that matter. You know, we got America's team. You know, the commissioner got me calling them America's team. Hey, man, the Canes moving on, the Dogs are not. So who got the better end of that deal? I would go with the Canes.
I know that's right. All right, let's pay the bills real quick before we get into it all. If you're watching on YouTube, do us a solid, give us a like, throw a comment in. Got a question, throw it in there. Of course, we'll be happy to answer it. Little things stopping you from doing it, big things popping for us when you do. So we always appreciate that. If you're looking to play some daily fantasy, because that's all you got left now, some playoff, daily fantasy as well. Go to the Fast Strap app, use the promo code Troupe. We'll double that deposit up to $50, make you some money this weekend. And also, if you're looking for some championship bling for your fantasy champion, look no further than Pro-Am Belts. All right, like I said, we got a lot to get into. So let's talk about the week on repeat.
And now to football scores with the boys from No Weddings in the Fall with the week on repeat.
All righty. Well, I mean, this is more like a couple weeks on repeat, but since we've been out so long. But let's bring up the graphic of what's going on with the college playoffs right now. Oh, we look who is there at the Final Four. It's all about the U, baby. We are here going against Ole Miss, Indiana versus Oregon. We'll talk about those in a minute. Let's talk about last week's games at the very least. And we'll start out, of course, with Miami versus Ohio State. Little payback for my boys from years ago. Quick funny story. The game didn't have a lot of scoring in it. And I happened to be watching it on my phone. I had a little honey to-do list. So I was doing some things around the house while I had it on my phone. And I'm bringing I forgot what I was doing. I was bringing someone around the side of the house, and I'm literally watching, and the Hurricanes scored that first touchdown. And man, I know my neighbors thought I was crazy. They heard me yell before, but it's one of those games where the scoring means a lot, especially when you get a touchdown. So man, I apologize to my neighbors, but I know I was going crazy over there on the side of my house. Because it was that type of game, when you knew once that touchdown went on the board, they could be in a good place. Ben, what'd you think of the Canes Ohio State game?
Very, very impressed with Miami. I mean, everybody thought because of what Miami was able to blanket Texas A&M, people like, they ain't gonna do that against Ohio State. Ohio State gets a lot of respect because they're the defending national champions. But Miami was like, look, we can neutralize their offense, and we gonna play that slow and steady, no score in the first quarter. I think they scored 14 in the second. When Miami's playing like this, it's gonna be hard for anybody to beat them because this defense, dude, like they're stingy, and then there's this defense. Miami like, dude, we don't want to give you anything. I mean, Jeremiah Smith, I know he's a Miami native. He going up to the guys after the game saying, they like, you made the wrong decision, Jeremiah. Yeah, probably should have stayed at the crib. It's easy to say that now after the fact. But Miami is a present. Shout out to the Kings. Shout out to Mario Cristobal. Shout out to Carson Beck, because everybody thought when he went down to Miami, he was going to be good, not great. The team was going to be good, not great. They real good. And to be one of the last 4 teams standing, I know we're going to get to Ole Miss Miami, but this was impressive. It's not, like I said, I look at football like fights, man. It's not how many fights you had, it's who you fought. Well, they just fought the defending champs. And they made them look very, 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 very average. Like, everybody was like, Ohio State, they going back. Miami was like, nah, they going back home just quicker than they thought. So shout out to them Canes.
Yeah, Miami's been very helter-skelter this year. So I was in, I went into that game obviously hopeful, but not expecting much because I know like sometimes they'll show up and sometimes they don't. But man, they certainly are showing up right now in these playoffs, and that's all that matters right now. You got to play your best ball at this time. So let's go Canes. All right, let's go to the next one. Justin, what do you think about Oregon putting a beat down on Texas Tech? 23-0. What do you think of that game, Justin?
Was it a game? I mean, I just remember looking at that game and going, wow, Texas Tech spent a lot of money, but they didn't spend it on the quarterback because he was just absolutely – I mean, the offense was non-existent. I felt bad because that kid, Jacob Rodriguez, who was in the Heisman candidacy, he was shelling out. He was making big plays. But at the end of the day, they always say defense wins championships, but you got to have an offense that can at least put it across the goal line. And they did not have a quarterback that could do that. They had everything else, but the quarterback was just absolutely atrocious. Oregon was able to stop the run game for what it was worth. And, Oregon looking good going into another week, advancing farther than the Ohio State did. So they're on the right track.
Well, good luck to them because they're going to play Indiana, who put another beat down on Alabama. Man, those guys look legit. What'd you think of that game, Ben?
I think that a guy like Michael Irvin should have sent a belt to Indiana, send the whole team belts. This was not you talking about not a game. If somebody said, no, which one is Alabama? They the one in crimson. So that's the Alabama team getting beat like that. Yep. Indiana looked like Alabama used to be, and Alabama looked like what we thought Indiana would be against them. This was not a game. Like, Indiana could have scored 50. They was like, dude, they can't score, they can't do anything. And look, the Paul Feinbaums of the world, the Cam Newtons of the world, man, stop it. Indiana beat the brakes off Alabama. Got the brakes beat off of them. Sorry, Michael Irvin couldn't get on a plane and fly to Indiana because he would have been like, dude, Indiana, he would have lost. Here's my Antoine Randall L., Michael Penix Jr. Shout out to the only Indiana players we know 3 Indiana players. We know Fernando Mendoza. I know Antoine Randall L. and Michael Penix. I couldn't tell you another Indiana Hoosier football player if my life depended on it. But for one day, to call them the better team was an understatement. They beat they beat Alabama like they stole something. I said, dude, turn it off. Like, turn this game all the way off. Shout out to them Hoosiers. A basketball school just beat the brakes off a football school.
It is so funny, and I'm so glad you said that because I don't remember exactly the situation, but I knew I had the volume down on that game for some odd reason, and I was thinking the same shit. I was like, wait, that's Alabama and that's Indiana. What am I watching right now? So yeah, that's funny you brought that up because as I'm watching, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, man, this is just craziness going on right now. But Indiana looks like an NFL team right now playing against college teams, quite frankly. Like they're turning on. I was talking about the Canes turning on. These boys are really turning on. They've been doing it all season. So shout out to the Hoosiers, man. Basketball ain't the only thing no more they're gonna be known for. So good stuff there. All right, I should have asked Ben about this one, but he might have some tough feelings of the Ole Miss 39-34 against the Bulldogs. Justin, what you think of that game?
I thought it was a great game. I thought it was Chambliss' best game. This team is really rallying, and Lane Kiffin. I'll tell you what. Lane Kiffin can go suck it at this point because everybody out there is just the guy. Pete Golding? He is literally making this team believe that fuck it, you're not. Yeah, I'm telling you, Lane Kiffin, if they win one more game, is losing all of his transfers that he was going to be getting from Ole Miss. He's losing all of them because nobody's going to want to go play for that guy. Everybody's going to want to continue the energy there. I do have a question for Ben. Ben, because you're huge on Curt Cignetti. Do you want Curt Cignetti to move on to the NFL?
No.
If you're Indiana, are you going back in the Brinks truck up saying, fuck it, dude, you're our guy for a lifetime. You're the only guy who's ever made us look good on the football field. Because like you said, you're a basketball team. You're the only guy who's ever made us look good on the football field.
I wish Curt Cignetti would. They already backed the Brinks truck up for him. Look, man, we already gave you, $94 million? Look, what do you want? You want 95? You want 96? Sometimes the lure of the NFL, outside of you being an NFL coach, I mean, once again, it depends on where you go. What if you go to Cleveland? What if you go to Arizona? Like, you don't want to leave.
To Baltimore.
That's what I'm saying. But here's the thing. Curt Cignetti, he's not going to go to college coaching doesn't translate to the NFL no more than certain players' style of play always translate. Curt Cignetti is the hot coach right now, right? And he's the number one team in the country right now doing some big things. You want to ride that wave as long as you possibly can. You get $94 million. You get $94 million and everything you say goes. You get $94 million in the NFL. You got quarterbacks saying, who are you talking to, Kurt? I'm talking to you. No, you ain't. You better go back to Indiana with that. You dealing with young men in college. You dealing with grown men in the NFL. And while he's the momentum, he got all the momentum right now. This is okay. He got the finish. I mean, everybody always talk about Cinderella. I mean, yeah, she had a glass slipper on. Okay, if she had a glass slipper, she wouldn't have even been invited. Hey man, I'm looking for the one that can wear this. Man, I don't know what is that, a size 4? No, I'm just saying I like Curt Cignetti. I just think you got $94 million to be the man in Indiana. What else do you want, right? It's two guys that's the man in Indiana. You got Curt Cignetti and Hal Burton, but he hurt, so he ain't even playing right now for the Pacers. So Cignetti, stay where you at, because if you go to the league, you're gonna have to coach Shedeur Sanders with Cleveland. You're gonna have to coach the toddler. I'm sorry, Kyler Murray out there with the Cardinals, and ain't nobody trying to do that. Not right now. Ride the wave.
Or an attractive job would be the Giants. I mean, maybe
the Titans, a team like that. I don't know.
I like that Giants position. Looks pretty good. Justin, do you want to get something else in there?
No, so here's my mindset on this one. If you go into it with that, and this is totally coming from a fan's mindset, but Curt Cignetti looks like the type of guy who's not going to take shit from anybody. He's going to go in there, he's going to rule with an iron fist, and he's going to go, hey, dude, it's my way or the highway. You guys have been shitting the bed forever. And that could be applied to just about every team other than Baltimore who's looking for a head coach right now. You have been shitting the bed forever. And now it's time to not shit the bed. So you got to listen to me. That seems like the guy Curt Cignetti is. There's just the way I've seen him look on the sidelines. I go, God damn, dude. Like that's like some high school coaches I had where I was just like, man, I don't want to fuck with that guy. That dude's gonna fuck me up. He's gonna put some shoulder pads on and really fuck me up. But for me, I'm looking at it like he can ride this wave into next season. I know he's had a great already like transfer portal. He's gotten some big names to come over to Indiana, but he could ride this into the next level. If he wins the national championship, then he goes in and he turns around a team like, say, Vegas or Cleveland, God forsake.
It's not
Cleveland. They build a statue to him the moment he got attended.
If you could turn around the Raiders, God will say, "How did you do that? How did you do that?" The Raiders, but the world is better when the Dogs lose. When the Georgia Bulldogs get beat, as a Georgia native who can't stand Georgia, these fans be melting down in a way that's hard to. I love it, by the way, because the first thing they're gonna say is, "Well, Ben, you went to Florida." I go, "This ain't about where I went." See, isn't it crazy when y'all lose? Dennis, I said, look. I said, y'all played in one extra game. No, 2 extra games. I said, look, y'all lost. It's okay. You lost to a Lane Kiffinless team. You didn't even got a head coach. And you lost to him. I said, so look, you lost to a dude named Trinidad. It's okay. Gunner Stockton. Gunner? No. So I'm just happy that Georgia lost. Because these Georgia fans be like, Ben, you're jealous. I'm not jealous of people that wear red overalls that's not court ordered. I'm not jealous of that. Now, so get out of here with that. They said, Ben, no, some guy said, the Georgia fan was talking trash to me, he's kind of road raging. He said, Ben, where you headed? I said, I know you headed to Walmart. I know where you're going. So if I'm looking for you, I'll see you in the parking lot.
That's kind of like, it's kind of like the same references. I'm looking online after the Miami-Ohio State game. I don't know who made the comment, but someone said, Ohio State would beat Miami 9 out of 10 times. And I'm just like commenting every time I see someone share that. I'm like, well, they got 9 to go. You didn't get this one. And this one's one when it matters. So that's why it's even more fun. All right, well, let's go to NFL. Week 18 starting to turn into a glorified preseason week almost. But there were some good games that had some playoff implications to them, if you will. But I will just want to comment real quick that the Eagles, Nick Sirianni ownership, you dumb as hell. You don't have your starters in at least for the first half. Build a lead, then throw your boys in, and you're number 2 seed. I mean, you get a second home playoff game. Like, that matters in the NFL, period. Yep. So I just didn't understand that move whatsoever.
See, that's the question you asked Ben. Ben, would you want a day of rest if you knew you were going into the playoffs and you were going to be playing one of these teams that just got beat up? You were going to be playing the Seahawks and the Niners. One of those 2 teams was going to be coming into your house, and you knew they were going to beat the shit out of each other. Would you be okay taking a seat, getting rested, because you played 17 games? You're already beat to shit. Mm-hmm. Do you want to risk getting injured, or do you want to sit and be like, okay, we're 100% or as 100% as you can get through 18 games going into next week?
Or play for 1 half and not get hurt and get a second.
But there's no guarantee.
Playoff game.
There's no guarantee on not getting hurt.
Yeah, I probably would want to play at least the first half for this reason. I think the thing about football, it's such a rhythm-based sport, and the thing I'll always take rest now. Make no mistake about it. But what are we risking if we rest? It's one thing if we rest, and if my playoff position can't improve, I don't want to rest. I mean, we can't go up or down. But if it can, wait a minute, because here's the thing, people. You're taking a person that's been on special teams and been a backup all year, and all of a sudden I got to start. Guess what else I got to do? I still got to play special teams. So now I got to play every down on offensive defense, and I got to go on kickoff return, punt return, field goal block. It's only so many players to go around. The game they roster, 47, 46 players. So you don't got a plethora. But if you are the Eagles, you know better. Dude, you know what you're playing for, right? You are the defending champ. So I don't say you risk injury every time you go out there. I don't know what's up. I don't know what's up with these last games of the season, man. You know, your bones a little brittle. And man, eat some peanut butter. Go to bed early. Go get you a massage or something. Because now you got to play San Francisco. You went to bed saying, all right, I like our chance. You woke up in a nightmare like, whoa, we got to play San Francisco. Yeah. That's our consolation prize for Luke. Yes. We didn't think this through because nobody is saying they want to play San Francisco. I don't care who you are in the NFC, Chicago, the Rams, Seattle. Nobody wants to play the 49ers, whether on the road or at home. And Christian McCaffrey and Brock Purdy and Ricky Pearsall. If Fred Warner plays, like I said, the Eagles got the best shot, but ain't nobody trying to play the 49ers because them boys can hurt you bad, real bad.
Yeah.
But
My whole thing is, again, you do run but you run the risk anytime you go out there on the football field, period. And I'd rather be out there, especially as you mentioned, Ben, if it was for no reason, like, the seating wouldn't matter, then yeah, I'm totally with that. Just rest, sit down, don't matter anyway. But this second home playoff game matters, and especially in the NFL. You have to go wherever they have to go. It's not fun to go travel in the playoffs when you could just set your ass at home. And all it took was just to play a little bit of a first half.
And you're playing the Commanders. Come on, did you really have to? 2 halves would have done it. A quarter and a half probably would have done it. But the Commanders was like, yeah, dude, we're a pretty good team. You're not.
And some of the decision making, honestly, watching that game, they could have won it. There was a few decisions that were made that I just didn't get. There was a few times they went for it on 4th down. I'm like, why? Kick the field goal. You're playing the Commanders right now. You know what I mean? So, I felt like they could have won that with their backups, but, was it, that's the way the cookie crumbles in the NFL any given Sunday, as they say. But again, play your starters, get your lead, and then you're chilling. And then again, you get 2 home games. I mean, that to me would be totally worth it. All right, let's go to the games that really matter. How about the Bucks versus the Panthers, 16-14, and they are going to bed all happy on Saturday night, and then on Sunday, that had to hurt. 2 stank teams decided your playoff fate. Damn, Ben, what did you think of that one?
The Carolina Panthers owe my Falcons a debt of gratitude twice. The Falcons beat the Bucks on Thursday night. Kyle Pitts out there was going for the 3 TDs. He has the most fantasy points for a tight end in NFL history. That's another conversation for another day. And then you needed the Falcons to come. So if the Falcons win, the Panthers in, and if Tyler Shuck and New Orleans win, the Bucks are in. The fact that Todd Bowles still has his job. So let me get this straight. The Bucks were rooting for the Saints, and the Panthers was rooting for the Falcons, and the Falcons won. So the Falcons, the Bucks, and the Panthers all finished 8-9. Talk about terrible. So who was the best of the terrible teams? It's the Panthers. So they're in at 8-9, and they get to host the Rams. Look, it's crazy, man. But yeah, that's why Raheem Morris is no longer with the Falcons. Todd Bowles get to come back one more year at least for the Bucks, and no one cares about Kellen Moore. No one cares about Kellen Moore out there with New Orleans. Kellen Moore finally get to be a NFL coach. He get to coach Tyler Shuck and no Alvin Kamara, no Tyrann Mathieu, Chris Olave. I mean, and Cameron Jordan has blonde hair. He has blonde hair. So shout out to the Panthers, I guess. I mean, they in the playoffs at 8-9. I don't know if you celebrate that or say, hey man, the Rams gonna put you out your misery in a couple of days. It's gonna be over.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to the Bucks this season. They always turn it on when it mattered, and that engine was stuck because it was not turning on at all. Unfortunately, like you said, that put Todd Bowles in danger, but it looks like he's going to ride it out for another season. We did have a lot of coach firings, but we could go on and on about that, so I don't even want to talk about. We'll say that for another time. So, Justin, the other game I wanted to bring up was the Seahawks versus the Niners. What'd you think of that travesty of a game?
Honestly, I mean, I thought it could have been a lot worse than it was. It sucks when you don't have your number one wide receiver and your left tackle to begin with, because they should have been on the field. So you got no protection for Brock Purdy. You had Austin Pleasance, who I don't blame you. It's not on your bingo card. You shouldn't know who Austin Pleasance is. And you had Juwan Jennings getting manned up by Devin Witherspoon. And guess what? Juwan Jennings is not a number one. He should not be paid like a number one. Anybody who's going to advocate him getting paid like a number one should look back at this game and realize he is not a number one, should not be getting paid $30 million. I'm sorry, Brandon Ayuk's money should be going towards other things, like getting defensive linemen, like getting, I don't know, offensive linemen, something that can, hold up. This was a testament game to the Seahawks, what they've built. They've made a lot of smart decisions in the drafts. Nick Emenwari, big time second round draft pick. He looks like he's going to be like the next Kyle Hamilton. That dude is a freak athlete, can come up, play linebacker. He can play like this true strong safety like we used to play in high school, like where you had 4 linebackers in the box and you had that strong safety was your 4th linebacker. He can just go everywhere. This was just, I don't know. It was one of those dog walking games, and unfortunately, the 49ers got dog walked, and it kind of looked like they got the breath kicked out of them for the whole playoffs. So, I'm not going to ever doubt them because they're my team, but that was hard to watch because everything that you wanted to do, you just got completely neutralized. And a lot of it was because Ricky Pearsall wasn't there to help take the top off. Like I said, Juwan Jennings is not a true number one, so nobody's ever going to respect him like a true number one. And George Kittle was coming back off an ankle injury. You say rest the starter. You say rest the starter is stupid. I think it's smart. I think you rest those guys, especially when they're injury prone and they've got ankle injuries and they've got all these hammy injuries. I say you rest those guys and you get them as full strength as possible for that game that's coming up. But 49ers didn't do that. If you're not going to go in with Trent Williams, you're not going to go in Ricky Pearsall, you pretty much gave up the game anyways. Should have just sat Kittle. Tonjes was doing great anyways. But anyway, shout out to the Seahawks. I picked them as the NFC West champions anyway, so hurrah for me. I got one right. Move on to the next game.
My biggest takeaway though is that Seahawks D is just it's really, really Super Bowl caliber. I don't know if Sam Darnold's Super Bowl caliber, but that defense can definitely carry them bit of the way.
That defense also gave up a shit ton of yards to like Puka Nacua.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, agreed.
If you have a true number one wide receiver, somebody who can take the top off of it, it's not an intimidating defense. What I'm saying is that you didn't have that. You didn't have that Ricky Pearsall. You didn't have that guy who could do that. So, it completely condensed everything. But,
I didn't say it was
against the Rams. The Rams totally blew the top off of them every time.
I didn't say it was stupid to rest starters. I was saying it's stupid if you have something to play for, which it would have been stupid for the Niners to sit people because you guys were going for the number 1 seed. Hello, that would make sense for you to win that football game and go out and try as much.
But they were already resting guys, so that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're already resting guys, just let everybody rest at that point.
Yeah, well, that makes sense too, for sure. All right, and the last one, Ben, let's talk about the Steelers and the Ravens. What a way to close out the NFL season. That was at least a legit fun ending to a ball game. However, poor Tyler Loop right now. Not only did you kick your team out of the playoffs, but you kicked your coach out too. So what you think of that game?
The fact that we paid good money to watch that monstrosity. The fact that Mike Tomlin and the Steelers are moving on because of a missed kick. And this is kind of being Justin Tucker is no longer in the NFL. But if you are the Ravens, you've gotten rid of your coach. I'm pretty sure that Justin Tucker, I think he got to serve a 7-game suspension. That's a long offseason. And I don't want to hear that, the Pittsburgh Steelers kicker ran up to the Ravens kicker and was consoling him. It doesn't matter what you say. I still missed. What is he going to say? It's going to be all right. No, it won't. So in back-to-back seasons, Mark Andrews dropped the game winner 2 years ago. This year, you don't make the playoffs because of a kick. Harbaugh is gone. Isaiah Likely had a good riddance party, saying, "Good riddance. I don't care. Get him out of here." Lamar Jackson, they were talking about trading him. What's going on? The Pittsburgh Steelers are moving on. Don't nobody expect them to do much in the playoffs, but that game was hard to watch. Why do people ask Aaron Rodgers if this is his last year? It is. Like, it doesn't matter how he feels. This is it, Aaron. Go home. Like,
we're done
no one
looking
wants
at
to see. I'm just saying, like, no one wants to see the discount double check. And DK Metcalf, I know you're gonna be back for the playoffs. You were in the locker room and they was asking you about when you put your hands on the fan. What you think they're gonna ask you? I can't talk about it. Oh, so you can grab a fan, but you can't talk about it? Stop lying. You need anger management classes. You need therapy. You grab the fan. Anyway, that fan ain't play. If he would have grabbed me, I would have fell all in the freaking I would have fell all on the field. Everything. Don't judge me. I'm trying to tell you. I'm just saying. It's the Steelers. They made the playoffs. Unfortunately, we got to talk about Aaron Rodgers one more week. Somewhere Chris Collinsworth is loving life. He like, thank God. Because on his spirit animal is both Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers. Since Patrick Mahomes is gone, he get Aaron, Aaron. So we get to watch Aaron Rodgers for one more week. And he probably got a Netflix documentary talking about retirement already filmed. So when he loses, they're gonna say, cue it. He gonna say, hey, it's Aaron Rodgers, and I want to talk to you about why I don't talk to my family. And I have a wife that no one has ever seen before. What? Like, yeah. My wife, she's a real person. She's just not allowed to be seen in public. Okay.
Yes. So the one thing I'll say to that, though, is yes, you're correct. Nobody want to see Aaron Rodgers, but if there was a team I wanted to see Aaron Rodgers against, it's the Houston Texans. Oh my God! If he wasn't thinking retirement now, he's definitely gonna be. He's gonna be signing the paperwork when he leaves that field Monday night. Because man,
he just ain't to deal with Ice and Hot and Ben Gay because he gonna need all of it. He gonna need it. That plane. I mean, it's a home game for them, but yeah, they're gonna be like, "Hey man, give me all the Ben Gay and Icy Hot I can get," cause Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson, they coming for me.
Indeed, and I'll just close with this. I'm with you. I wanted the Ravens in, especially the way Lamar looked. Like he was looking like back to original form, if you will. But Mr. Harbaugh, if you like no state tax and you like where it's sunny, come bring your ass down here and bring Lamar with you. Bring him home with you, because let's go. We ready for some kind of disciplinarian, because that's what the hell this team needs for damn sure. Tired of being like the soft team that everyone looks at. All right, let's talk about what we're going to watch this week in the NCAA football.
Don't worry, Ben. No weddings here. I just want to know what college game to watch this week.
All righty, here we go. The final four of the college tournament. And you know what we got to start with? Number 10, Miami versus number 6, Ole Miss. Now, the overall series, Ole Miss leads 2-1. They played, I had to write this down. Last time they played was in 1951. It was 20-7, the Hurricanes. But their other games they played were in 1940 and in 1936. So it's been a long time since the Hurricanes played Ole Miss. So this one will be interesting. Ben, what are your thoughts on this game? Who wins and why?
I think it's going to be a really, really good game. You got Trinidad, versus Carson. I think that while I think that Ole Miss has a lot of playmakers on offense, Miami's defense is lights out. I just think that when you look at what Miami's doing, they playing balanced football, and they can beat you in any kind of way. They can beat you in a slugfest where we're gonna play stingy, and then whoever make a play, or they can beat you running away. Ole Miss has been the talk of the college football playoff because they're doing it without Lane Kiffin. And Lane Kiffin, what you doing poaching these coaches, man, to make them come to LSU? Come on, Lane. And everybody knows when you go get food, you can't take the freaking shopping cart out. Get a bag. Anyway. Sick of that freaking video. I like Miami though. I think the thing about Miami is they're playing for something different. Like I played against the 2000 Hurricanes. I played against the 2002, 2003. I didn't play against 2001, or I would have went 0-4. It's not like I was going to have a better. I think the Canes are trying to get back to that winning tradition, man. And Mario Cristobal, he didn't come back to be mediocre. They got a shot to do it. Now, Ole Miss ain't gonna just go away, but I got the Canes moving on. I think they're the most balanced team because they got it on offense, they got it on defense. Carson Beck needs to be good, not great. Don't play like you playing against, college football playoff teams and not how you played against Louisville and SMU. Oh, if they're gonna be hard to beat. They're gonna be hard to beat. I'm going with the Canes.
Justin, who you like?
I like the Hurricanes, but I'm very iffy on whether I think that they're going to win the game. I think they've had a great run, but I don't know, man. I want them to win. I really do because I want to have an old U type of party in the national title game, and I'm really really enjoying watching Michael Irvin cocaine out on the sidelines. I don't even think it's cocaine out. I think Ben's right. I think he just has that natural energy to him. There's like some guys that just like they're just fucking. You touch them and you're just like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Like, are you on like speed or something like that? No, man, that's just me. That's just my energy. I feel like that's Michael Irvin. I feel like he's just the guy that has a ton of energy. So, I want to continue to see that. So, fuck it. I'm going to go with the Hurricanes in this one.
Nothing more fun than seeing Michael Irvin sideline, but it's even more fun seeing all the old Canes. Saw Ray Lewis down there with. That's fun. You know what I mean? Like that's how you get the fan base excited. So I'm excited. We'll see. Huh?
Got to get Sapp in the building. Sapp,
he
Irvin,
was there.
And Ray Lewis in the same building.
Sapp was there also. Actually, they had him down there also. But Warren Sapp, man, not for nothing. He looked like he'd been through it. I saw him him and Michael Irvin were, and I was just looking at. I was like, wait, that's Warren Sapp. Like, I don't know what's going on with him right now, but either way, I'm excited. Let's go Canes. All right, let's go the Peach Bowl. Number 5 Oregon versus number 1 Indiana. This series actually is tied 2-2. Last time they played was this season. Indiana won 30-20. They've won two in a row in the series. The other game was last season. They won 30-24. They both, by the way, were in Oregon. So Indiana has gone to Oregon twice and beat them. Justin, do you think it's number 3 for Indiana?
Yeah, I think Kurt Cignetti has got this team believing that they're the best team in the nation. I think they truly are the best team in the nation. I was definitely skeptical. But when you blow out Alabama like that and you already have a win against Ohio State this year, you kind of just go, they're probably just for real. So I think that this is going to be a great game. This is a battle of who's going to be number 1 overall between him and Dante Moore because they're both going to be battling it out. And one of them's going to Cleveland and one of them's going to Las Vegas. And they're both going to be fucking miserable in a year. So let's enjoy this now, boys.
We might be miserable playing for Las Vegas, but I sure to hell would much rather be there than Cleveland. That's all I got to say about that. Ben, what do you think? Who wins and why?
I think it's 3 for 3. I think Indiana beats Oregon. Oregon is a team that loses to the good teams. That's what they've known for. They're going to be really, really good, but they're going to lose to really, really good teams. And Dan Lanning is a good coach. Dante Moore is a good quarterback. Oregon is a good team. Indiana has a better quarterback. They got a better coach. They got a better team. And if you are to these former Oregon Ducks out there, they be talking trash, talking about people just be hating on y'all. Hating on what? Like what? Because y'all got 100 different uniform variations? Because y'all got wings on your freaking helmets? No, Oregon. You got to win something. You can't go, let me show you these Nikes over here. We know y'all got the Nike. Nike was birthed here. We get it. Can you win the football game? The answer is no. And when you finally lose this year, you're losing to a basketball school. Nothing screams, we're not a football school when you're losing to a basketball school. So it's going to be a good game. But I just think Indiana, the way they play football, they bludgeon you. They just hit you and hit you and hit you and hit you and hit you. Fernando Mendoza looks like Woody off a Toy Story. That's who he looks like in the face. Oh, my God. That's him. That's Woody. Look. That's who Fernando Mendoza looks like. Love him, but that's who he looks like. And so yeah, give me Indiana, Kurt Signetti winning the big way over Dan Lanning and company.
Hoosiers are going to infinity and beyond, to your point, my friend. Looking like an NFL team, like I said earlier. All right, let's get to Wild Card Weekend in the NFL.
You all are terrible. Even the boys from No Weddings in the Fall didn't pick you to win.
So we're going to start out with the lamest. Well, I'm actually just going in order of the games that are played, and the lamest game starts with the LA Rams at the Carolina Panthers. Now, the only thing I will say that I was kind of surprised when I was looking stuff up is that Carolina actually leads the series between the teams 14-10. The last time they actually played in November, as you guys know, and Carolina won 31-28. Stafford looked a little off in that game, a little craziness. The playoff series, I know you were on the Blonde Blitz before this, Ben, and Deb brought up that last time they played was in 2004. Carolina won 29-23 in double overtime. So they own the playoff series 1-0. So this one might be a little more interesting. Nah, not at all. Ben, who wins?
Who said again? I'm over here trying to get people saying
you're
crazy
good.
stuff.
Rams at Panthers.
Man, you know it's gonna be the Rams. Look, I do a show with a friend of mine, homie of mine. His name is Ryan Smith. He's a Carolina Panthers fan. Smitty, I love you, but you know how hard it is. I mean, we were trying to break down the game the other day. I said, Smitty, listen to that. I said, listen, you can stop doing analytics. Y'all are gonna get beat. This is playoff football. Like this time. With Carolina, they'll be in Cancun somewhere. Most of them don't know what Cancun is. They probably think Cancun is a Mexicana restaurant or something, Tex-Mex. It's not. So I'm just saying, yeah, it's going to be the Rams in a big way. I mean, Matthew Stafford playing like an MVP. Puka Nacua, can't nobody cover him. They got a nice running game. Jared Verse is one of the best young defenders in the league. Give me the Rams. And Devontae Adams supposed to play. Who going to cover him in the red zone? Give me the Rams.
Rams definitely want some get back. 808 Shorts, thanks for your comment. Says Oregon going to win that rematch. Like it. Justin, who wins Rams Panthers?
Yeah, I mean, it should be the Rams, but the Panthers beat the Rams with Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, everybody there, and they beat them pretty handily when you think about it because Matthew Stafford was just throwing interceptions left and right. Like Justin's been telling you, Matthew Stafford has a way about him with the interceptions. He's done it in the past. There's a reason that he's all time on the leaderboard for interceptions. But they should win this game. Bryce Young tends to turn it on whenever he wants to. I don't know if he's going to want to in this game, but I don't think it'll be enough. I think the Rams get their get back.
All right, I'm with you, man. I think it's definitely Rams, and I think they win big. All right, let's go Green Bay at Chicago. Green Bay leads this series 109-97-6. They split this year. Green Bay won 28-21, and Chicago won 22-16 in overtime. The playoff series is tied, actually, 1-1. They played back in 2011 in the NFC Championship. Green Bay won 21-14. And the time before that, which is so weird, these teams have been around for so long. We played twice in the playoffs. The last time they played other than 2011 was in 1941 in the divisional championship. Chicago won 33-14. Who do you like this year, Justin?
I like the Packers in this game. I think the Packers got healthy. Another team that just rested Josh Jacobs and said, fuck it, dude. We're going to get you healthy because we know you're a dynamo. They rested Jordan Love. They rested Christian Watson. And, the Bears didn't because the Bears wanted to be the second seed instead of the third seed. Much of a difference there. But anyways, I'm going to go with the Pack in this one. I think it's just going to be experience at this point. I think the Packers have more experience in the playoffs.
So Chiefs Kingdom says, Buddy on the bottom look like you need to catch a fade. I don't know what you're looking at, but I think you just mad because your boy's the one that really needs a haircut, brother. Shit. All right. Who wins, Green Bay and Chicago?
I got Green Bay too. I think Chicago, they coming in, they had a really, really good season, but sometimes order has to be reestablished. And Jordan Love is looking over at Caleb Williams and saying, look, dude, what color your fingernails gonna be? They're gonna be black, they're gonna be orange. I don't know what color they're gonna be, but you're gonna take this L, that fresh L. I got Green Bay with no Michael Parsons, even though Michael Parsons' best friend Diggs is over there in that secondary. I think Green Bay goes into Chicago and gets a big dub. And they set Caleb Williams still isn't the only, he's not 4,000-yard passer in Chicago. I don't know why that's important. I want to be the first 4,000 yard. Who cares? Like, so give me Green Bay. Green Bay.
Joe Rivera thinks Chicago at home is the winner. I'm actually going to agree because I think both these teams kind of mirror each other in the respect that I don't really believe in either of them. But the Bears have shown out this season, obviously, the way they've gotten the second seed and they're at home. So they've won some football games this year. Caleb Williams has really surprised me in a lot of ways. Justin, like I said, I've said it 1,000 times. You said it way in the summer that this Bears team is going to be for real. I didn't really believe you, and now I'm believing. So I'm going to go with the Bears at home against the Packers. I think, again, I think it's that home field advantage type thing, quite frankly. And I just said both these teams are just kind of meh to me, quite frankly. All right, let's get to the next one. We got Buffalo at Jacksonville. This one's very interesting. This series actually is tied 10-10. They played last year. Buffalo won 47-10. Damn. Playoff series, though, Jacksonville 2-0. They played in 96. Jacksonville won 30-27. And then at the 2018 AFC wild card, Jacksonville won 10-3. So Jacksonville got a little playoff spice for those Bills. Ben, who wins this one and why?
I like the Bills. I think that while Jacksonville is coming in hot, I think the Bills found their rhythm at the end of the year, even though they didn't win that division. I think they reestablished dominance. I think that Josh Allen is obviously still playing at a big-time level, and he got talk about James Cook and what he brings to the table. I like Jacksonville now. Make no mistake about it. Parker Washington and Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne and Trayvon Walker and Josh Hines, Allen. But there's a thing called perception versus reality. The perception of it is, y'all real good in the AFC South. The reality is the Bills like, nope. Sorry, dude. There's no Patrick Mahomes in these playoffs. This is going to be Josh Allen's best shot to get to the Super Bowl. Don't know if he'll win it, but he got to get past Jacksonville. Sorry, them Duval Jaguars had a good season. But Liam Cohen, it's Liam Cohen versus Sean McDermott. That don't even sound like football coaches. That sound like financial advisors. Like, yeah, man, you talking about the McDermott firm? Yeah, man, they help you keep your money. I'm gonna go with the Bills.
Justin, do you like Duval or the Bills?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Duval here. Listen, I think it's all about coaching. I think it's all about building. Like, these are two different teams. One team built around their quarterback and got him better, and the other team has left their quarterback out to dry. Because Josh Allen, he can't keep doing this all by himself. As he showed this year, it has been really tough to just outman all these teams that have got, defensive resources like no other. And when your team has zero defensive resources, and I mean zero defensive resources, it is going to be very hard to stop this Jacksonville Jaguars offense. I think the Jags scoop by. I think they pull up what a lot of people are calling an upset. I don't think it's an upset, but a lot of people are going to call it an upset.
Yeah, I am. This is like the one I'm so excited for this game, just because I'm just so interested to see how it plays out. I'm with you on Ben. Like, this is Josh Allen's time. Like, this is the Bills' time. But watching him play this season, it's like, that defense. It's not really Josh Allen. It's just really the defense. And God, like, get this man some receivers. Like, he's throwing the Brandon Cooks is making plays for this team. Like, so I'm kind of like in between, quite frankly, on this one. So I'm going to slide again to the home team. I'm going to go with Jacksonville on this one. But, honestly, as much as I hated Tom Brady because I was so tired, I'm actually don't feel that way to Josh Allen, even though, of course, he owns my team. But I do love the way he plays, and I like Josh Allen as a player. So I want them to win, believe it or not. But I'm going to go Jacksonville in this one. I just think right now, defensively, they're a smidgen better, a smidgen. But yeah, I'm going to go Jacksonville on that. All right, let's go San Francisco at the Philadelphia Eagles. San Francisco leads the overall series 21-15-1. Last time they played was in 2023. San Francisco won 42-19. Damn. The playoff series actually is tied 1-1. Last time they played was in 2023 in the NFC Championship. Philly won 31-7, and then they won. And then they played in 1996 in the divisional round. San Francisco won 14-0. What a boring game that would have been to watch. Justin, what do you think? Who wins this and why?
I'm gonna go with the 49ers. The only way the 49ers win this game, they have to play the tightest game they've played all season long. And they have to play the way that they've played in the past, where the run game is fluid. Trent has to play. Pearsall has to play. These guys need to fucking bandage up, put their fucking pads on, and just get out there because this is do or die time. Trent, you want to ring before you go to the Hall of Fame? You better go out there, man, because this might be one of your last chance to get it. And you know what? The Eagles defense, a lot of people are like, oh, it's the same as the Seahawks. It's not even close to the same as the Seahawks. They don't even schematically work out to be the same as the Seahawks. They're a lot more vulnerable against the run, and they're actually a lot more vulnerable against the pass too. But you got to have a number one for Quinyon Mitchell to actually want to show or to shadow the entire time. If you give him Jawan Jennings, he's going to eat Jawan Jennings all day long. If you give him Ricky Pearsall, then Jawan Jennings gets to eat up the number 2 corner, Dorney Jackson, all day long. So I'm going to go with this 49ers because I'm not a cop-out. I don't disbelieve in my team. I'm going to roll with it. But I will say this, it does look like it's going to be scary. I mean, if the 49ers win this game, it might be all the gas was put into this one.
So I just want to let you know, Mary Jane's out in the living room and still heard you and said, how dare you, hater. Respect My Gamer says the only thing needed to be talked about is who is losing to the Rams in the Super Bowl. Well, I think they at least getting past game 1, so you might be on to something there. Ben, who do you think wins San Francisco and Philly?
I mean, I'm going to go with Philadelphia, even though I think the 49ers are a bad matchup. You're talking about Christian McCaffrey, Ricky Pearsall, Jawan Jennings, Brock Purdy, George Kittle. But I just think that the Eagles are built because, I mean, they're at home. They understand what's at stake. Now, I will say this, though. You're going to need the real Saquon Barkley to play, and you're going to need this offense to be balanced. They can't do this dink and dunk. AJ, you're not going to get the ball today. They're going to have to be balanced because I think the 49ers can score on this Philadelphia Eagles defense. Kaylee Ringo, look, he could be had. Ringo could be had in that secondary. He did some dumb stuff against the Commanders. He still ain't found. I'm like, dude, what are you looking at? I'm gonna take Philly because they understand they battle tested. They understand how to win these games. But I'm not gonna I don't think the 49ers gonna make it easy for them. This is gonna be the game. This is gonna be the game in the play. The game, I think it's gonna be the best game in the playoffs. But give me the Eagles. So Nick Sirianni, you move on, and John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan. I know neither one of them are in danger of losing their job, but they're going to have to make some decisions in that front office.
Mary Jane also heard you, Ben, and said that's a good man right there. I'm going to go with the Eagles because I like sleeping in my own bed. No, but I think...
Tell her to show her face. Tell her to show her face.
You heard him, man. He said, show your face. And we got one little comment I'd like to address. Jellycat says, the unemployed final bosses. Bro, look at your fat ass in that profile picture. You over here commenting. Sit your ass down. All right, let's get to the next one. The Chargers at the Patriots. Patriots lead the series 27-17-2. Last time they played was in 2020. Well, last year, my bad. Chargers won 40-7. They've won 2 in a row in the series. Playoff series, New England 3-1. Played in 2019 divisional round. New England won 41-28. The 08 championship, AFC championship. New England won 21-12. In the divisional round, 07, New England won 24-21. And you got to go all the way back to the 1964 AFL championships when it was the San Diego Chargers and the Boston Patriots when the Chargers finally won 51-10. So you got to go way back to see when the Chargers beat the Patriots in the playoffs. Ben, who do you think wins this one?
Oh, well, they better go back because it's not going to be the past revisited. I think this Patriots team is one of the best teams, best coach teams. Drake May is on. He might be the front runner to win the MVP. I like what Harbaugh is doing only in year 2 with the Chargers, but I do not trust Justin Herbert in the playoffs. You can't trust him in the playoffs. Regular season, he'll put up some big numbers. I can't trust him. Plus, they got to go. A team from the West Coast with great weather got to go to cold temperatures in New England. No, that doesn't bode well. Give me New England. I think they're the better team, top to bottom. I do think the Chargers are going to make a game of it, but give me New England to move on.
I like it. Justin, who you like?
Yeah, I'm going to go with New England as well. I don't think Justin Herbert is built for these moments right now. You know, he needs a lot of support, and he doesn't have it at the tackle position. So I think that kid Drake May has really got it. I think he's going to be a next-level quarterback. And I think it's time that we start to realize that Justin Herbert maybe not be that. He's maybe not that next-level quarterback that we thought he could be.
Yeah, I feel like New England turned into what I thought the Chargers were going to be, where they run the football well, play deep, good at the quarterback position, and defensively play well. That's kind of what I thought the Chargers were building towards. Something happened in there. I don't really know what. Maybe there's more of a conflict with Justin Herbert wanting to more air it out and instead having to hand the ball off quite a bit more than he's probably used to. Not really sure what it is, but it certainly seems broken. But the defense looks okay too. So, you know, I think this might be a low scoring game, but I do like New England as well, especially at home. All right, let's get to the Monday Night Delight we referred to earlier. Houston at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh leads the overall series 5-3. Last time they played was in 2023, and Houston won 30-6. This will be their first ever meeting in a playoff, so we got no record on that. But it's going to get ugly, I think. But what do you think, Ben? Who wins this one?
I think it's going to be the Houston Texans. I think this Pittsburgh Steelers team is not the Pittsburgh Steelers we grew up watching. Yes, they lucked up to get in. Listen, Derek Stingley Jr. going to shut DK Metcalf down, right? Daniel Hunter and Will Anderson Jr. They're gonna make sure that Aaron Rodgers hates playing football. They're gonna be all over him. And CJ Stroud and company. Nobody scares you on this Pittsburgh defense. Jalen Ramsey plays safety. He don't even wear gloves. He be out there looking like the mannequin. Like, dude, put on some gloves and try to get some swag to you, man. Like, you out there looking normal, talking trash. I'm going with the Houston Texans to move on. We're going to put the Pittsburgh Steelers out of their misery. DK Metcalf, get you some therapy, man. Go to anger management classes. Like, why are you so mad? You make too much money to be that mad. Give me the Houston Texans, DeMeco Ryan over Mike Tomlin and the Steelers.
I like it. Justin, who do you think?
Yeah, same. I just honestly, it's the same old story. We put the Steelers on Monday Night Football just to see them get demolished again. I mean, come on. Why are we continuing this narrative? I don't know why this team is always given the last. They're always the final act, and it's just them getting slaughtered in the final game. It doesn't matter who's doing the slaughtering, but it's always the Steelers getting slaughtered. So I don't know. I don't know what to expect from this game other than, it's going to be the curtain call for Aaron Rodgers, and hopefully they got the ambulance ready because I think it's going to be a long ride to Pittsburgh Medical or UPenn or wherever the fuck he's going.
Yeah, like I said before, if he was contemplating not retiring towards the end of the season, it's going to be a real quick decision after this one. I like the Texans to beat the hell out of the Steelers on Monday night. So that's why I said, man, it would have been better if the Ravens were there because it would have at least been a good game. And they got some playoff history too. But whatever, we're stuck with what we got. All right, well, don't forget, me and Justin are heading out tonight. Don't forget to check us out on Saturday. You can wake up with us. We're going to go over all your playoff stuff. We got NFL bets. We got Brian with injuries. We've got a little Saturday morning cartoon. Now it's not the Sunday morning cartoon, it's a Saturday morning cartoon. So get you some DFS plays in there as well. And of course, we'll do our picks. So check us out on Saturday morning. Wake up with TSS. Get you ready for playoff football. All right, we're out for tonight, but our boy Ben's going to close it out with his Skadoop of the week. See you next time.
I don't know about you, but I'm ready for Ben Troupe's Skadoop of the week.
What up, my good people? I know you guys ain't seen me in a while. I am Ben Troupe. I appreciate you guys taking the time. I'm just trying to get what's on my mind off my mind. I'm going to make this short and sweet. If your team doesn't have a coach right now in the NFL, your team is not good. I know the Baltimore Ravens, everybody's saying, man, what type of coach are we going to get? It's not going to be good as Harbaugh. And if you are the Texans, if you are the Titans, if you are a team like Arizona, if you are a team that's not good at football, why are y'all thinking all we got to do is get a coach in there? The Raiders are the worst organization in the NFL. I don't care what anybody says. That's with the Jets and the Browns. Why am I going on a rant when it comes to these coaches? Because Jason Garrett might get an opportunity to be a coach, the former coach of the Cowboys. When it comes to the coaching carousel in the National Football League, the reason why teams stay bad is because you get the worst coaches. Go get a coach that's young enough to know who Lil Baby is, but old enough to be able to tell these players, get your behind in there and watch some film. Get you a good coach. It correlates to having a good team, and it starts and ends hopefully in the playoffs. I am being true. This is no weddings in the fall. 2025, just like in 2026. I got big hands and I got enough money for a baby powder. If I catch you in a church up against your noggin, and I'm out of here.